We are live, we are live, we are alive, and we are well. Now, I want to talk about no excuses, my boy. What am I talking about? What is this headliner? Now, we all know Ryan Garcia in his fight with Tank Davis. What did he say? The rehydration clause was too much. The same rehydration clause that Ryan Garcia signed off on. The same rehydration clause that he knew he was signing up for. He said it was too much. There will be no rehydration clause.
Oh,
There will be no rehydration clause for Ryan. What does that mean? Some people may think that it means that Ryan Garcia is going to put on a much greater performance. He's not going to get tired or he won't look hurt. He won't get put down and won't be able to get back up. Some people think that Ryan not having a rehydration clause is going to lead to a victory. But at the same time, on the flip side, it leads to Ryan having less excuses. So this is going to be a very, very dangerous fight for Ryan. NBA 2K, what's up, man? Yeah, man, I want to talk about in this live I'm going to be talking about how Ryan Garcia, he won't have many excuses against Tank Davis. Against Devin Haney. I said Tank Davis against Devin Haney because
yeah,
Devin Haney will
he's
not
not.
require a rehydration clause. Go
Yeah,
ahead, my
he's not
brother.
gonna have no excuses to say he was tired. He had to drain all that weight. He can't say that in this fight.
He can't say none of that.
He can't.
And
He
the
can't
crazy
say none
part
of that.
is,
What you was saying? Yeah, he can't say none of that.
and the crazy part is, a lot of Ryan's fans think that he's gonna perform better. But if Ryan gets dominated by Devin Haney, then that makes him look even worse. And people are gonna start questioning
Yeah,
his validity when he used this as an excuse against Tank.
yeah.
They're gonna say, well, wait a second, wait a second.
Hmm.
You didn't get to rehydrate against
Hmm.
Tank Davis, but you got to rehydrate against Devin, and the same thing happened.
Yeah.
If Devin Haney gets a stoppage on Ryan Garcia, people are going to be looking like, hold the fuck up. You told us, his fans are going to say, you told us you was
Hmm.
dehydrated. But Devin allowed you to put on as much weight as you could possibly handle,
Hmm.
and you still got stopped.
Hmm.
So this could be a blessing or this could be a curse to Ryan. It all depends on how he performs. A lot is riding on
Yeah.
this fight. This
Yeah.
is the most important fight of his career to date. That's
Hmm.
one thing he said that I agree with.
Yeah.
Yep. So I also think that people they're underrating Devin Haney and his power at 140.
He got power though. He do. Like he
When
did
you watch, go
crazy.
ahead.
He got power though. How he did Regis, that was crazy.
Exactly.
He
That
be.
was a washed out, a shutout.
I
I
was
didn't
like,
expect all of that.
I didn't even expect him to do that at 140.
I wish he would have went for the stoppage, man. That would have been amazing.
Amazing too.
Now here's something that I gotta make note of. At 140, Devin's power is great, but his aggression is even greater. And if you watch Devin spar, when sparring, he's not draining himself, he's not trying to make weight. So whenever you watch Devin spar at any point in his career, he bullies his sparring partners. Like Devin comes forward in those sparring sessions. He doesn't spar anything like how he fights. And I think that was mainly due to how much he had to cut weight, him being such a large lightweight. But at 140, now he could be the same bully that he's been showing himself to be in the sparring. Because he doesn't have to drain so much out of his body. He doesn't have to pace himself as much, knowing that, he spent so much time losing weight for a fight. So that's why I think that we've seen what we've seen in the Regis Progress fight. And I think we're about to see an even better performance in the Ryan Garcia fight. I hope that Ryan, because I think Ryan is going to lose, but here's the bright side. As long as Ryan doesn't quit and Ryan makes it competitive, if Ryan could hurt Haney once or twice, Ryan would still have a credible name in the sport. But if Ryan fuck around and quit again, it's gonna mess up his career. Not losing. Losing isn't gonna mess up his career. Ryan can bounce back from a loss. He's great at selling fights. You cannot take that from him. You know what I mean? People find him to be attractive. Ryan is actually a very exciting fighter. He has a lot of offense and a lot of speed. But if he quits again, that's gonna fuck up how people view him. They could be like, I'm not paying to see this man quit. You know what I mean? Christian, thanks for the follow. In the Tank fight, he got to use the excuse
About
of
that
having a
too.
separated rib and a rehydration clause. He has no excuses. So if he quits again, people are gonna be looking like, bruh, this boxing shit ain't for you.
Man, he probably gonna have to leave boxing or do something or be a rapper or something. I don't know.
I mean, he could definitely model because they fucking with him. Like he gets modeling gigs. He could also seriously they fucking Javante. What they say Javante and all of them,
Yeah,
all those brands. These guys they reach out to Ryan Garcia. He does business with these guys. Louis. So he doesn't have to box like Anthony Joshua. These are guys that have become so big in the fashion world, in the modeling world, in the world of social media likeness. They don't need to throw another punch in their life if they don't want to. That's why these guys struggle a lot. And Ryan Garcia, somebody said Ryan can't. Yeah, he can't be a rapper. He made a rap song recently. That shit was trash. But um, hmm?
that's funny, bro.
Yeah, well, it was. I was going to post it, but I was like, you know what? I'm not really no hater. Like this shit is trash, but it's like I ain't even gonna do him like this. Like if that's what he like to do, he's rapping about God and shit too. So he tried to do Christian rap, but Christian rap is cool if you can rap. But it's like this motherfucker can't rap, so he just did the Christian. You know, that's all. It was more Christian than rap. But yeah. Anyway, Ryan doesn't have to throw a punch for the rest of his life if he doesn't want to. Ryan, he has great marketing skills. He has a very likable image, and he could go into fashion. He could go into modeling. And I think guys like him and Anthony Joshua, they struggle because they have so many options. So when you got all of those options, and boxing is such a tough sport, it's hard for you to put your mind in war times. It's hard for you to put your mind on something that's so grueling and something that's so dangerous to your body when you have other options. Most of the time when people start out boxing, that's the only option they had. So when you have no other way, you're gonna go through the straight gate. Hennessy XLXL, thanks for the follow. Yo, Trump 2024, what's up, man?
What up?
10, thanks for the follow. If y'all in here, make sure y'all liking the live. We always got to be tapping that screen. Hey, Wyatt, thanks for liking the live. And that's because, as you all know, TikTok, they don't push my shit. I got to push my own shit. Trump 2024 was good, man. What do you think about this?
Man, I think it's gonna be we gonna see a way better version of Ryan, but
Oh, hold the
I
fuck
still think
up.
he gonna come up short.
You
Wait,
said
it
you're gonna see a
said
better version, but hold up. You said you're gonna see a better version of Ryan, but he's gonna come up short.
Yep.
Now, what if we? I'm saying
Even
that.
the
What if we
best version
don't?
of Ryan ain't enough to
To be
match
Haney.
Haney.
I
Yeah.
agree with that, but I'm saying, what if we don't see a better version of Ryan? What does that do for Ryan's credibility? He screamed and he cried rehydration clause after he lost the Tank. But
I
now,
mean,
if he's not getting, there's no rehydration clause in this fight. He's not going to be going into this fight with a separated rib as he claimed
I
against.
never
He's going
even
to be
really took
110.
Ryan serious, to be honest. But
Hmm?
I said I never took Ryan serious to begin with. But
I take him
yeah,
serious. I
I
think Ryan
I
dangerous.
I think yeah, he pretty much done for if he loses to Haney.
I think that he could bounce back from a loss. I think he can't bounce back from quitting again. But
Hey, but
one thing I will say is
I
this.
do respect him getting in there with the best though. That's
No, I mean, I respect Ryan. Period. Ryan is dangerous. Like people see somebody get beat up and they think, oh, that guy must be trash. If Tank and Devin don't train, they can't beat Ryan. They have to train in order for them to dominate. You know what I mean? They're not coming off the couch and saying, yeah, I'm about to go fuck Ryan up. They have to go through these long 2-month training camps in order for them to go out there and do what they have to do. If they don't do that, Ryan could land one of those hooks and end the fight, and they won't have the punch resistance necessary to get out of a fight with Ryan Garcia. So not everybody is just because you step on an opponent, just because you make it look easy, doesn't necessarily mean it was easy. Ryan is extremely fast. He has a very dangerous hook. Yo, the one was good.
What's good? What's good? What's good?
Right now, I'm talking about the fact that Ryan Garcia, he's not gonna have a rehydration clause on him in the Devin Haney fight. So you know what that means?
Yeah.
No excuses, my boy. There will be no excuses if he loses. Leo Carlos, thanks for the gifts, man. I appreciate it.
I don't think Ryan Garcia is on Devin Haney's level. He's not on his level.
Oh, I completely agree.
not
I think
any
that that's
level.
something that the boxing world at large can agree upon. If Ryan wins this fight, it's going to be because he lands a big shot or two and he gets a stoppage. But
Yeah.
skill wise, Devin is light years ahead of him because Devin has been working on skills, whereas Ryan has been relying on the skills that he already had. He hasn't really been developing.
I've been
Now he's
working
trying to
on
develop, but
age
it's kind of
5
late in the game. Hmm?
though. Devin Haney been working since he was 5. He been doing boxing at the age of 5, so he's good.
Yeah.
Well, Ryan's been boxing for just around the same amount of time. It's not about the age; it's about how they were training.
Oh
So
yeah,
Devin, he kept getting better and better, and he kept on expanding on his training. He kept on looking for ways to improve his skill base. Ryan has relied
yeah,
mainly on his athleticism, and you
yeah.
see the difference because they both started boxing as kids. So it's not necessarily when you start or how much
Mhm.
you do something, but it's the quality of work that you're doing.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah. Uh, so Ryan Garcia. So after the Tank fight, right? He started working on his what was it? I think it was the left hand, right?
Derek James.
The left hand.
No, his left hand was already great. His hook was great. He's a naturally great hooker. Like Joe Frazier, that's something that he has a gift that he got from the Lord.
Yeah, but the thing is, he keeps his hands down, and you know, if he does that in the Devin fight, I think Devin Haney will be able to potentially knock him down, not out, but knock him down a couple times, just like he did with Regis.
Great point. Ryan doesn't know how to keep his guard up for a long period of time.
Yep, he needs to work on that. His last fight, he still didn't keep it up. His
Yep.
last fight was with Oscar.
I'm gonna tell y'all like this though. Fighting with your hands up is extremely hard. It's not something that's simple. Um, most guys, you have to practice it. Like Floyd Mayweather, he used to punch with weights. Coaches teach against punching with weights, but when you punch with weights, that allows you to have the stamina in order to keep your hands up and to be fast from that position instead of being stiff. So most
Yeah,
people they couldn't fight with their hands up for 12 rounds. They would get tired.
yeah. I
So I
train
don't
with
think
weights
Devin will
too
be
when
able to
I'm
make
doing
that
boxing.
transition in like a year and a half.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
NBA, do you box or have you sparred before?
Not yet, but I'm gonna be going to the gym. I'm gonna train. It's gonna be my first fight though.
Okay. Well, when you do it, make sure you come back and tell people how hard it is to keep your hands up. Because people who don't box, they have no idea. You have to really drill that in.
Yeah,
I don't think Ryan will ever be a guy that can box with his hands up. I don't think it's in his natural body mechanics. And there's
yeah,
nothing wrong with that. He's just gonna have to make do with what he has.
yo,
Someone says Denez McJay says it's not that hard. Denez, I hope that you're talking from a boxer's perspective and you're not just talking to try to get your comment read. It is hard to box with your hands up for 12 rounds.
Yeah, 12
Most
rounds. Yeah.
professional fighters cannot do that. Hey, Stevens World, what's up, man?
What's
What you
up,
think
man?
about this topic?
I think it's just very, very simple. But you know how I mean, you brought it up kind of, but like, you know how like Devin like takes his like hands down.
Yeah, well, we said Ryan.
Well, like Devin gets like all cocky, sort of. And then, do you know the Cambosos fight?
Yeah,
And whenever he was and then he got caught at the end of the round. He had basically got almost caught. So I think that's gonna happen once or twice. But Devin just
yeah.
doesn't need to be selfish whenever he's up a couple rounds or something like that.
I believe Devin will get caught with that hook at least once or twice. Somebody says when you train 8+ hours a day, this is Denez McJay with his bullshit. When you train 8+ hours a day, your shoulders will adjust over due time. Denez, most human beings, they cannot train 8 hours a day or 8+ hours a day. Their body will break down. Floyd Mayweather train 8+ hours a day. That's how I know you just talking. Listen, if you want to make a point, that's one thing, but don't act like you participate or you do something that you don't do. It's just silly. Now, Steven's World, back to what you were saying. Devin Haney, he drops his hands because he's a guy that doesn't fight with his hands up for 12 rounds. Like his
And he
natural body
does
mechanics,
gravy.
Devin is much better with his lead hand low. Cambosos fought with a low lead hand. Ryan fights with a low lead hand, although in his last fight he tried to make an adjustment. So I agree with you. Ryan will land that hook once or twice. Do I believe he can stop Devin Haney with that hook? That's something that I think he can. But I don't know. He has a puncher's chance. He definitely has a puncher's chance. But if Devin eats through that or walks through that hook, it's a fucking wrap. It's over.
I
Like
mean,
say if Ryan lands in the first round, if Devin walks through it, that's a wrap.
yeah, Devin got Like I don't remember what fight it was, but Devin got hurt. Like, it was the end of the round, and he was wobbling to his corner. I forgot what fight that was, but
You talking about Lenard?
yeah.
Hey, Danae Big J, you said you're welcome to come with me and see. Where you at? Are you in Maryland? Because we could record it and we could see how long you keep your hands up. We could spar. I don't mind at all. He was getting touched by Lomachenko. Anybody who ever fought Lomachenko got touched by Lomachenko. That's not a point. Devin gonna make cry just like Lomachenko. That's highly possible. Devin makes a lot of like Devin had after the fight with Regis Prograis. Regis was talking about becoming an MMA fighter. So Devin, he does something mentally to fighters when they realize, damn, this motherfucker on a different level. He just doesn't get credit for breaking people down mentally like that. Devin hurt Camboso's confidence. Cambosos hasn't felt the same as a boxer when you listen to how he talks ever since he had that war with Devin Haney.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, you in the army. You in the army. Okay. Well, no, I'm in Maryland. If you ever come down Maryland, we can get some sparring in, Dinesh. And we could, we could test out some of your theories and shit. Because I would be very impressed if you could keep your hands up round after round after round. And if you're training 8+ hours a day for boxing while you're also in the army. I'm be honest with you though, I think you bullshitting.
Yo, who you think will win, Devin or Tank? If they fought,
Devin.
yeah.
Devin at 140. At lightweight, Tank would have beat him because Devin would have been drained. He would have been fatigued. In the Loma fight, Devin showed that he could no longer compete at the highest level at lightweight because it was taking too much of a toll on his body. So in the late rounds, Loma really started to pour on, but that was just because Devin's reflexes were slowing down. He was showing fatigue and he was showing that he was tired. At 140 though, I didn't see that from Devin at all in the Regis fight. He was fresh from round 1 to round 12.
Yeah.
And with that control of distance, the in and out game, he would give Tank hell.
Hell yeah.
Who do you think is winning, Ryan or Rolly? Ryan.
Ryan.
Also,
I'm not gonna lie, people forget that Tank is big too, bro. He one time was 180, 190. Tank's prime is probably at 42. Tank Davis has never been 180 or 190 pounds. I don't know where
Nah,
you got that from.
nah, he was never 180 or 190.
Tank is 5'5".
Yeah.
Tank was 180. He would literally look fat. He would look like I don't even know. He would look like a mini sumo wrestler or something. Like
He'd
he would
look
look
like
fat. He
James Tony
cannot
if
walk
he was
around.
fat or no.
Hmm?
He'd look like James Tony or no.
No, James Tony is taller. James Tony could carry that weight better. That's why James was able to go up to heavyweight. Even though I think he took some substances to help him compete at heavyweight, he could carry weight easy his whole life. In fact, when James Tony started boxing, he came down from 200 pounds because he was a football player. He was a football player turned boxer. And for him to have the fundamentals that he had and the skills that he had, he's just a great athlete, period. He's just competitive because most football players are stiff. James Tony came from football and was able to become one of the best practitioners of the Philly shell in the history of the sport. So shout out to James Tony. I'm cooking, man. Make sure y'all tapping that screen. Cause I'm cooking. I'm cooking like Chef Boyardee. I'm cooking like Ratatouille. I'm cooking like somebody grandmother down south at 8 a.m. in the morning right now. So make sure y'all tapping that screen and liking the live. Stay solid. Thanks for the follow. Dinez McJ, thanks for the follow. But ultimately, Ryan Garcia, this is the biggest fight of his career because he's going up against a big opponent with no excuses. When he fought Tank and he mentioned the rehydration clause at the press conference, that was him giving himself a built-in excuse. Devin says there will be no rehydration clauses. Ryan won't be coming into the fight with a so-called separated rib. He's going to be 110%. So if he loses, if he gets dominated, there are no excuses. That's why this fight is so big. This is his second time up against competition, and everybody knows that he's in perfect condition to fight. So no one will be able to bring up anything. Tank Davis hurt his legacy when he put Ryan Garcia on a rehydration clause. He hurt his legacy because now people have something to cling on to.
So, if Ryan loses, what do you think is next for him? Like, if he loses this fight?
Some tune-up. He needs to go fight some lower level guy. It's not about if Ryan loses and he looks competitive, that'd be good for him. because nobody expects him to beat Devin Haney. If he hurts Devin once or twice, that'd be good. But if Ryan loses and he gets dominated, if he gets stopped, he has to start going to go fight C-tier fighters, like fight 5 to 10 more Duartes, then work your way up to B-class fighters, then go back up and try to fight the big names. You know, because you have to rebuild. Someone said, how did Ryan dislocate his rib? According to him, he dislocated in sparring. He said he had a separated rib. He said he went to the doctor for it, but too much money was on the line. He didn't want to postpone the fight, and blase, blase. Somebody said Ryan needs to redeem himself. I think Ryan has already redeemed himself. Ryan quit in front of the entire world and was able to get back in the ring in front of the entire world. Most people, they wouldn't even have come back. Ryan should have picked Pitbull first before even fighting Haney. I don't know if Ryan could beat Pitbull. Pitbull is a dangerous fight. All of these fights at the top level are dangerous for Ryan. Ryan is in the spotlight. He has the most followers, but he doesn't have a really, really great skill base. But he's going up against other guys who have a great skill base or who have a great quality about them. Pitbull has great aggression.
Yep.
Man, I'm just need boy here. Get better matchmaking.
Yeah, Ryan does need better matchmaking, but Steven's world, you gotta understand, this is about the dollar bill, y'all. So Ryan, he's trying to get these big money fights, regardless. He don't give a fuck whether he wins or loses, and he's in a position to make these pay-per-view events. So it's like you can only judge him so much for the matchmaking. Like if you had a chance to make millions of dollars, why wait? That's why Tank Davis is looking kind of funny right now. Ryan Garcia going after it. Ryan out this bitch saying, yeah, let me fight Tank. Let me fight Devin. I'll fight this guy. I'll fight that guy. He making the big fights happen right now. And people want to see that shit right now. Tank waiting so long is making him look kind of funny. We don't know if it's a scared thing. We don't know if it's a business thing. I don't trust nobody. I don't trust no man's words. So if Tanks tell me or Tank team say, well, we're just trying to make the fights bigger, that's what they mouth said. I don't know why these fights are taking so long to happen. So could it be a fair thing? Yes. Could it be a business thing? Yes. Could it be a mix of both? Yes. It could be all of these things. But one thing we do have to give Ryan credit for is he making these fights happen right on time, right on the money. So shout out to him, bro. Like, god damn. That motherfucker fought Tank, lost, and say, you know what? I'm going to take one tune-up and then I'm going to go fight Devin. That's what boxing is about. And they're both young. They're both in their early or in their mid-20s.
Facts.
Hey, you think that the Conor Ben and Tank will actually fight?
No.
I don't think that fight can happen.
Because Conor Ben fights at what, like 147, right?
Yeah, it can happen. Tank can knock out a welterweight. Tank could do it. Tank could go to welterweight. He won't have to drain his body as much. I mean, he won't have to drain his body at all. It's 147. And he could knock out Conor Ben. But that's such a risky fight. And I don't think they want Tank to take any losses before he fights the big names. I think they want him to remain undefeated until the big money fights. Because they believe that that's the best model to make a big fight. I disagree. You know why? Because Floyd was undefeated when he fought Manny. Manny already had a bunch of losses. Ali and Joe Frazier, their biggest fight, you know, I think it was a Thriller in Manila.
Yeah.
They both had losses. Mike Tyson, some of his bigger fights, he already had losses. So
Yeah.
when you look at history, you don't have to be undefeated. The people just have to be interested in seeing you fight. That's it. So Tank waiting and trying to remain undefeated, I think that's a bad business model for his career. But who am I to say? I'm not his handlers. Maybe they see something that I don't see. They have more experience in the game. But Ryan Garcia, he making fucking money. I know that. When Ryan and Tank, they broke records. Ryan could have waited 3 to 4 years. We don't know if that fight would have been as big. They broke pay-per-view records when Ryan challenged Tank at an early time in his career. Now Ryan about to sell, do a bunch of pay-per-view buys with Devin Haney. It's not going to be on the level as Tank because Devin isn't the star that Tank is. But he about to make another big lump sum of a check because he's pushing after the fight early.
Yo,
So somebody said undefeated just looks cooler. So I don't know about that. Yeah, undefeated looks cooler, but that's because of the ignorance of the sport. If you undefeated like Jaime Munguia, but I've seen you get robbed. I've seen the white boy Hogan beat you. Are you really undefeated? A lot of these motherfuckers, they walking around with an undefeated tag and they've lost to fighters who didn't have a big name. So that shit is just people who don't know shit about boxing, even in the amateurs. There are people who walking around with a crazy amateur record. I'm 202, but you've been getting matched up well your entire career. Now you've turned yourself into a pretty decent amateur fighter, but it hasn't been going like how it's really supposed to be gone. And there's guys that have beaten you where they just gave it to you because they want to build you up into some monster marketability wise. But that's not what boxing is about, and that is a problem with the sport right now. There's a lot of fugazi undefeated guys out there. A lot of motherfuckers who undefeated with an asterisk, undefeated with quotation marks around it, because we've watched them lose in real time. We just Tio not even undefeated, and we just watched him lose to Jermaine Ortiz. They didn't want to give him his second loss. What the fuck? Yeah, Donald Curry was a guy.
Oh, Jermaine Ortiz won that fight.
And
Yeah,
so
he
is Zepeda
outboxed.
too.
Yeah. I don't know
I
what's going on for the boxing. Back then it was better. But now I don't know what's going on. They need to bring
Someone said
Bob back,
most
man.
pay-per-view sales.
It's all about. It's because of the
Someone
money.
says most people pay-per-view sales is people who don't know shit about boxing. Exactly. Raycon got racks. I always say that the big pay-per-view fights are pushed by casuals. So a casual, they may see somebody be 30-0. They don't know that these motherfuckers are fighting garbage men. These people are fighting target workers. They're fighting part-time teachers. So when you fighting dudes like that, you're supposed to be undefeated. So they see a record, oh, he's 30-0. Yeah, he must be like that. Yeah. And then this motherfucker get to the big show and get washed because he was never like that.
Hey, you think Zepeda gets cleared by Isak Cruz, Yoshino, Frank Martin, Lomachenko, Stevenson, and Davis? Because he's currently
You talking about
7.
Williams Zepeda? The lightweight
Yeah,
Zepeda?
yeah.
Zepeda, he would beat some of those people, but he not gonna beat none of the top dudes. He not fucking with Shakur. He not fucking with Davis. He
What
not fucking
about
with none,
Keyshawn?
none of the. He not fucking with Keyshawn Davis or Tank Davis. But he probably could beat Yoshino. From what I've seen, he's a guy with some pretty decent skill, but he's missing some of the speed. He's missing some of the higher skill level. He's missing some of the athleticism that he needs to beat some of these guys. And somebody said Cruz will beat him. I think Cruz will beat him as well. He's a tough Mexican fighter. Tough Mexican fighter. But
Yeah.
those tough guys, and if they don't develop the skill, they're just waiting on a few losses. Whenever they get in there with somebody that can box and move, they're gonna lose.
Yep.
Hey, you think Andy Cruz can beat Keyshawn Davis?
He already beat him in the amateurs repeatedly. He's never lost to him in the amateurs.
What y'all think about Keyshawn Davis and Teofimo?
I don't know, man.
He running away from Kid Austin now, bro. Just joking.
Floyd Kid Austin,
You
he's a
know,
good
to be
fighter.
honest with you,
Yeah, Kid
I'm gonna be
Austin
honest with
good.
you, T.O. should be fighting Keyshawn Davis. There's no way you have a belt, y'all both young, and somebody call you out and you don't say, okay, I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna embarrass you. T.O. could end Keyshawn's career. I mean, Keyshawn a black fighter. T.O. could literally, I'm not gonna say end it, but he could slow down Keyshawn's career if you were to get in there and dominate him. But I think
Yeah,
T.O. knows that that's a risky
that would
fight for him as
been.
well. And that's what we see. A lot of guys, they taking precautions. They're not jumping in there. They're not they're not saying, oh, what? Rabbit ear, somebody mentioned my name. My antenna's going off. I gotta go out here. I'm a dog. I gotta prove myself. They're not doing that. So Keyshawn called that man out before the fight. He called that man out after the fight. They've had sparring history. And he calls you out like that. You're supposed to allow him a chance, allow him a shot at that fucking belt while he young.
What y'all think about?
Somebody said still takes a risk for the right bag. Raycon got right. That's not a risk at all. When fighters fight and they know they're gonna lose just for a bag, that's not a risk, and that is ruining boxing. We need to see guys fight when they're not gonna get a big bag. When you're gonna just get a sizable bag. If you can still come home with 7 figures, $1 million, that's a great night. If you can come home 800,000, that's a great night. Go out there and show why you the best. That's how you really gonna get remembered. Like Floyd wasn't making big money until he was in his 30s, bro. Other than that, Floyd was fighting top competition the whole time. Damn near.
He
Damn
was
near the
fighting
whole time.
Zab Judah before he got paid big bank.
He fought fucking Chicanito Hernandez. He fought DeMarcus Corley.
He fought.
He fought Diego Corrales. These are guys that could have rung his bell.
Yeah,
Guys that could have knocked him out. Dangerous fighters. He was
yeah.
fighting them back to back to back. So people saying, yeah, we trying to follow after Floyd. No, the fuck y'all not. Y'all not following after Floyd. Y'all trying to do what y'all think Floyd did. But what Floyd really did was fight the best until he got to a position where he could choose who he fought. Floyd made it about boxing until he was so big to where it was like, okay, I proved myself as a boxer. Now it's time for me to make this money. Kind of like what Terrence Crawford is going to be forced to do now because Terrence so old. But somebody like Teofimo, bro, you need to be fighting Keyshawn Davis right the fuck now. He called you out. You young. He young. You know what I mean? You're not in a position where you're gonna be making these big ass fights. Terrence Crawford don't want to fight you, and even if he does, Terrence Crawford not even that big of a name. Truth be told, Terrence will make more money fighting Errol Spence again. Somebody said you yapping, bro. Hey, user, whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and get your ass up out of here. All right. So peace. Everything that I'm saying right now, I'm backing it up. I'm using facts. Justin Villanueva, you getting up out of here too. I don't got
Feels like
time. People use the
Always
term
2015.
get us
yapping.
facts, bro.
Yeah, no, people use the term yapping to be dismissive about when someone is expressing their ideas or their ideals or expressing their way of thought. Right now, I'm up here, I'm speaking boxing, I'm giving facts. So when they come in here, either they could listen or if they don't like it, they could leave. But to just say, "Oh, you yapping, you yapping," no, motherfucker, listen to the words that I'm saying, and if you have something to add, you can add. If you have something, you disagree with something, you can
That
come up and
Villanova
disagree.
dude, I just blocked him.
Yeah, I blocked them as well. I appreciate you. But all of that, oh, you yapping, this and that. Y'all need to want to get up out of here. This is not a space for that. This is the intellectual space, the intellectual sphere. When me and
Yeah.
my people that come up, we talk boxing, we share our ideas, and we share our observations. Like men, like scientists. Boxing is a scientific event, believe it or not. It's called the sweet science.
Yeah,
So
you ain't
everybody
lying
who
about that though.
Yeah.
you're a scientist. Everybody who participates, you're a scientist. This shit is for this is like us having mental orgasm, believe it or not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Pause, but real shit. This is for
Hey,
people who
yo.
like to really stress their brain. This is not for people that want to come on and get a reaction. Yo, what's
Hell
good,
yeah.
Levi? Hey, Levi,
What
I
up,
see you got
Levi?
your original shit back. You got
Yeah,
What's up, bro?
your original profile back.
yeah, I did. Had
What
to
up,
wait a
bro?
week, but whatever.
Hey, Levi, I gotta get your take on this, man.
Yeah,
Ryan Garcia, I say no excuses, my boy, because Ryan Garcia will be fighting Devin Haney,
yeah.
but there will be no rehydration clause. So the stakes are higher than they've ever been. When he fought Tank, he could fall back on that rehydration clause. That hurt Tank's legacy by putting that on him. But we know
Mm-hmm.
Devin don't do rehydration clauses. So although Ryan will feel as though his body is better, he'll be in a worse position if he gets dominated. What do you think about that?
Yeah, yeah. He's definitely gonna have no excuse because but again, he could also try saying, "Oh, he was bigger," or what's that thing that
No,
they tried
they're
saying
around the
about?
same
Oh,
size.
no,
You
wait,
don't want
hold
to
on.
hear
What's
that.
that thing they tried saying about Devin after the pro grade fight? That whole snack business.
Oh yeah, because associate a lot of fighters are associated with Snack, but they just doing that for a check.
Yeah,
Snack,
but
they were
They
created
said
to help people beat drug tests, and that is true. But not everybody who's associated with them is on drugs.
yeah, this definitely makes Devin look better than Tank because Devin doesn't do that stuff. But
Right.
there's no reason for a rehydration clause. This is at 140, not some catch weight.
Exactly.
Because if Ryan gets beat, it's not going to be because he didn't feel right. It's going to be because he got beat by the better fighter.
Exactly.
Yep.
And if he gets dominated, I believe that it's going to make people question how valid his statements was against Tank because it's like, bro, you got to fully hydrate and you still got stopped. And
Yeah.
I think the worst case scenario for Ryan is if he quits twice. If he makes it competitive, he can move on from this fight. We know Devin is a better fighter for you. We're giving you props for going in there and trying to make history, trying to be the underdog that overcomes.
Stupid.
But if he
Wait.
quits again, that would be career suicide
Yeah.
because now people are going to be looking at it like, bro, we're not about to be paying money to see you fucking quit. We want to see you fight. We want to see you show grit and determination because that's the difference between high level class fighters and the average person. The average person, they would quit after feeling some pain. But the high level professional boxers, you're supposed to show a level of grit, a level of determination that the average person can't do. That's why they're paying you to see something like that. They're
Hmm.
paying you to see human qualities that they don't have.
Yeah, but I think there's also two kinds of quitting. One, there's like quitting in the corner or quitting on your knee, like people accused him of doing last time. Or there's a point where you're getting dominated and you think, I'm not going to take any more chances and get put flat on my face. And you just decide to put your hands in your pocket and just take it for the rest of the fight.
Jermel Charlo and
Like that.
Caleb Plant.
Jeremy.
What?
They
What
quit.
is it?
They quit because they went into survival mode. They was no longer trying to compete to win. So I agree. There's two ways to quit. Jamel Charlo was trying to survive against Canelo. Caleb Plant was trying to survive against David Benavidez.
Yeah,
When
but
you're no longer trying to win, when you're trying to make it to the final bell, that's quitting as well.
which one was more disgraceful?
Which
And
one was
one.
more disgraceful? I guess you would say, really, to be honest with you, you might want to say Charlo, but really it was the Caleb Plant because at least Charlo was jumping up in weight. He had no chance against Canelo. He was just there to get money. But Caleb Plant, you quit against a man that's within your own weight class. Like it should be much more competitive. You shouldn't be getting beat around the ring. But that just shows you the greatness of David Benavidez. I can't even take away from Caleb Plant because Caleb could really box his ass off.
Mhm.
But David is that much of a physical force. His theme, his persona is like he has a George Foreman effect on his competition where he steamrolls these guys. He's making champions look like nothing because of his sheer size and power. That's what George Foreman was doing back in the day.
Mm-hmm. Like me, Benavidez, y'all read that statement about Canelo not wanting to fight him this year?
Oh yeah, I mean that's old though. That's old news. Canelo said he want to make him wait because he's trying to make him drain his body to the point of no return. Every year that David Benavidez stays at super middleweight, it's damaging to his body. So if the
Yep.
longer that Canelo makes him wait, Canelo gives himself a better chance to win.
Yep.
Canelo is very smart when it comes to picking fights at the right time. What they claim Floyd doing, Canelo actually does it, and he does it to almost perfection. He only fucked up with the Bivol fight. He fucked up with that fight. He shouldn't have tried to fight Bivol.
He
If
needs to
anything,
run.
Canelo could have tried to convince Bivol to fight at 168.
No, Steven. Bivol told Canelo he'll rematch him at 168. But Canelo understood if I fight Bivol at light heavyweight, I have the excuse that he's bigger than me. And I can keep my belts. I can retain my belts. I can remain undisputed. But when Bivol said, let's rematch at 168, Canelo said, hell no. I have nothing to fall back on. I have no safety net. I can't
Canelo's
say that
afraid
you're
to
a bigger
lose
man than me
then.
if you made weight.
He's afraid to get rid of all of his belts. That's
If
why.
he fights Bivol and loses at 168, he loses his insurance policy.
Exactly.
And he has to fight Benavidez this year because if he goes and retires later on and doesn't fight Benavidez, no one will ever let him forget it.
Yeah, people are always going to bring up how he ducked Benavidez, but to be honest with you, he's had a great career. Like Canelo's an all-time great with or without Benavidez. With or without Benavidez, he's an all-time great. The reason I want to see him fight Benavidez, and really, believe it or not, people call me a Canelo hater, but I would like to see Canelo beat David Benavidez because it will be like Ali versus Foreman.
He gonna
Ali
have
had
to
no
fight them
business
guys
beating
though.
Foreman. Ali was an underdog 4-1. Foreman was a larger man than Ali, a younger man than Ali, and he was stopping everybody left and right.
Yeah.
That's what David Benavidez is today. He's bigger than Canelo. He's knocking people the fuck out. He's steamrolling guys, making top tier competition look like nothing. Canelo is not supposed to win that fight. If Canelo wins that fight, to me, there's no way you could not call him the greatest Mexican fighter of all time. So I don't think he should be running from greatness. I think he should be chasing greatness, win, lose, or draw. That's just my take on it.
For real. KJ,
Yeah.
we have to get back to this thing about Devin Haney and Ryan
All right, but
Garcia.
hold up. Before you go, I'm going to tell everybody when you're not speaking, I want y'all to mute your mic. Because somebody mic I'm repeating on. It's very, very slight, but I can hear it.
Let me
So
see.
when
I
you're not
think
speaking,
it might be
mute
me.
your
I
mic.
think it might
And
be
then when
me.
you speak, unmute yourself.
Also, one more thing on the Benavidez situation, because I read some comments the other day like saying, Benavidez still has to do more to earn that fight. What more can he do other than David Morrell? What other big name is at that weight?
First off, him fighting David Morrell wouldn't be him doing more. David
Yeah.
Morrell has 8 professional fights. David Morrell is green as a bean. Like that's people just trying to protect their daddy and their idol, Levi. That's just them because they know that Benavidez is a real threat, not to beat Canelo, but to potentially
Take
embarrass him,
over
to
the
potentially
torch,
knock him
bro.
out. They don't want to see their idol fall, so they'll say anything. They'll say, "Yeah, Benavidez could fucking run through everybody. Benavidez could just start knocking out. He could go up to light heavyweight, beat Bertabiev and Bivol, and come back down and be like, "Look, I want Canelo." They'd be like, "No, who has he fought? What has he done?" Like that. They don't want to see that fight. So that's why they're saying that. They basically just trying to protect their idol.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Wickedy, what was you saying about Devin Haney, man?
Or back to that topic.
Look, bro, KJ, you my man. I love you, but the thing is, I was trying not to curse. I just
No, you
believe.
good. You got it.
Okay, I just believe Ryan Garcia is gonna. I just believe he's gonna fuck Devin Haney up. Like I just believe it, dude. Like, I don't know what it is. Like he's gonna land him, knock him out.
I don't know can he do that because Devin Haney got
Hold up.
skills, man.
And
I don't know
Man,
can he
I,
fuck
hold
him up,
on.
I
bro.
think
I don't
I
know,
think
man.
I wouldn't say fuck up.
I don't know if
Now
Ryan
you got
wins,
me
but I
over here
definitely think he
thinking
does better on
now.
this fight.
I don't know about this
I
fight.
believe he's going to do better
Yeah.
as well. But my thing, Wickedy, you need to come off mute. You need to tell us why exactly do you see Ryan Garcia fucking Devin Haney up? What about Ryan Garcia in his last performances? What about Ryan Garcia in his style? What about him in his energy that gives off? Yeah, he about to fuck Devin Haney all the way up. I need to know this,
Hey,
man.
I don't believe he could do that now.
It's just that I was watching.
Focus on
The
training,
thing is,
bro.
Devin.
Hold up. Let the man speak his piece, Stephen World. Then you can go ahead.
It's just Devin Haney. He gets hit a lot, and he just gets hit by. He's been getting hit by people who can't punch, and Ryan can punch. Like,
Now hold up though. His last fight, the man barely got touched. He broke a record in his last fight.
when was the last time Prograis fought though?
He fought. He fought.
Late earlier that
Yeah,
year.
That
So
year,
what is
he
Zorilla?
fought. I can't.
Yeah, he fought Zorilla. I
Yeah.
call him Zorilla though.
And then he beat this he beat this
Gorilla.
gorilla guy, like decisively, like convincingly, like knocked him out.
No, it was a close fight.
No.
Close fight. They and he got dropped in that fight as well. He showed some weakness.
Or he dropped Zorilla, and Zorilla dropped him, but they counted that as a slip.
Okay, let me ask
Yeah,
you this.
Zorilla. Yeah, I watched that.
Let me
Zorilla dropped his.
let me ask all you this question. Do you think Ryan Garcia would beat Regis Prograis?
Uh,
He has a
mm,
chance. I would
possibly.
pick Ryan to beat Regis. I
Yeah,
would pick him to beat Regis.
give Ryan that. He might can beat him.
Yeah.
I would pick Ryan to beat him. Yes.
Yes.
I can see Ryan beating Regis more than I see him beating Devin.
Yeah, it's just Ryan has
Yeah.
really good stamina. He doesn't get tired. Like if you looked at that fight, you remember when he fought that little?
Oh hell no. No, I disagree with
And
that.
You do. What's that little black guy he fought before? Like the
Fortuna?
Tego?
yeah, he went 10 rounds with him.
Do you know?
12.
No.
Yeah,
Who are you talking about? What's the name of the black
he
guy?
didn't knock him out. It was his fight.
Tego?
Yeah, Tago. There you go. Tago, that guy.
Okay.
You see, Ryan threw the same amount of punches in every round. Like, or it looks like he has good stamina. Like, because he was throwing
Ryan
this.
has good stamina when he doesn't have to move.
Yeah.
But Devin Haney, he's gonna have to taste that man in order to. He's gonna have to show that he has stamina in his upper and lower body, full body stamina. I mean, you probably never considered this, but if you could be in a boxing ring and you don't have to move, you could throw a bunch of punches and shit. But when you have to chase somebody, that's totally different. That puts a whole different taxation on your gas tank. And Devin gonna make him work for it. I think Devin's stamina is much better than Ryan's. Devin has shown that he can box and move from round 1 to round 12. In fact, I'm worried about Devin Haney as his career progresses because he's not gonna be able to fight like that in his 30s. You cannot be that much of a mover. So, but yeah, I think Ryan has good stamina, but I don't think he has great stamina. And I don't think his
I mean,
stamina is
he's
gonna be.
all.
Fuck yeah.
Attributes,
And
do you think?
I thought here's why I think Ryan's gonna do. So, you saying?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm saying I think Ryan's gonna do better because he has a lot to prove here. I mean, this is his first title fight, and people are already crapping on him enough, so he's got to show a lot. He's already shown what people are already railing on him because of what happened in his first big fight against Tank. So he's got to
Yep.
show what he's really made of here.
Wait.
This is the biggest fight of his career. I agree. He said it himself as well. I was reading the article. This is the biggest fight of his career. I mean, the way that he performs in this fight is going to determine whether or not people are going to take him serious as a boxer going forward. Like he cannot afford to quit again. That'd be the worst case scenario. He really doesn't want to
Yeah.
get stopped. He really wants to make it 12 rounds because that's people are going to be looking for that as well. He don't want to be known as a guy that has gotten stopped every time he stepped up in competition. And best case scenario, he wins in exciting fashion. That would change the narrative on him. All of a sudden, people will be looking at him as a top 10 light, super lightweight again. Of course, he's coming from the lightweight division, but they'll be looking at him as a top 10 competitor for guys like Tank, Shakur, T.O., all of those guys. So this fight is major for Ryan. And once again,
Well, yeah,
no excuses. There is no rehydration clause.
Well, he has to win in that exciting kind of manner, in the knockout manner. Because does anyone here really think that he has a chance of beating Devin on the cards?
No. Great point.
I don't think he has
Hell
a
no, he
chance.
don't. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
he
change.
could
I
he
think
could
Hey,
hurt
Riva,
Devin. And
I
Devin
think
could run around, do a
I think
pot shot here now and then, and still
no,
get
no.
the decision.
I think Devin will outbox Ryan for most of the rounds.
Hey, my man, Yordell Yasiel said if Ryan wins, he's Mexican. They said
That's funny.
they said if Ryan beat Devin Haney, they're gonna claim his European looking ass.
Oh, yeah.
They're gonna say that he's a full blooded Mexican. through and through.
Oh yeah,
No
yeah.
message.
Now they'll claim him.
Hey Levi, hey, I have something to ask you real quick.
Hmm?
So you see, so you say like Ryan's like, oh, like into this fight, like, oh, this is the biggest fight of my career. Then why is he training like social media stars, like how to like box and stuff?
Huh?
Promotion.
You said what?
Like he's training like like Twitch streamers
I
and
yeah,
like all of that.
I saw that
That's
Basically,
video.
called marketing,
I
baby.
I saw the video, and I think that guy was also interviewing him. So it's promotion.
Yeah, that's the thing. So what you're saying, Steven's world, and I'm gonna answer for Levi, even though you didn't ask me. It's a reason why Ryan Garcia is even getting these fights. It's because he's marketing himself. Ali back in the day, go watch Ali in preparation for George Foreman. He wasn't his media workouts or when he's working out in front of people. He wasn't even really training. He was just talking shit. Like Ali would hit the bag like for a minute and then start talking about how he was gonna whoop George Foreman ass for 20 minutes. Like
Yeah, I
kid
think.
you not. That's how you market the fight. It's like you cannot a great boxer like Floyd Mayweather. You train hard, but you have to market hard as well. You can't just be sitting around. I'm a train. That's boring. That's what Boots Ennis is out there doing. You got to be talking shit. You got to be telling people, look, it's a fight coming up, and I'm gonna put on. I'm gonna whoop this guy's ass. Everybody come and see. Look at me. You have to be getting people interested in the fight. Ryan is doing a remarkable job of that in this fight, just like he did in the Tank fight, just like he's been doing in most of his fights. Shout out to Ryan.
somebody said
I
Devin
mean,
Haney's boring to watch.
not so much lately. No, I think.
Not living at all. Back in the day, I made a video when I first started on TikTok about how much that Devin Haney clinched. Because Devin used to have a very clinch heavy style. In a pro grade fight, he barely clinched at all. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, what is
Something.
this? I think it's because he doesn't have to drain his body, so he's not as tired. Maybe he was clinching because he was so big, he was such a weight bully at lightweight, he was drained. So he like, fuck this, I need a break, I need a reset.
Yeah, because I don't think he's boring. The only fight of his that I really thought was boring was the first Cambosis fight. I think I slept through a lot of the second half of that fight.
Yeah, the second, you said the first Cambosis fight?
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah, it wasn't the most exciting fight. Hey, somebody makes a great point, man. They say it's crazy y'all don't talk about Elvis shaking my head. And he's not talking about, the Elvis,
Oh.
my baby, that guy that's the singing and shit. He's not talking about that Elvis. He's talking about the Elvis that's with Freddie Roach. I think he's Dominican. That motherfucker can fight. He could really, really fight. Yeah, Elvis Rodriguez. I think that's his last name. He could fight. I watched his last fight. I forgot who he's fighting. He knows angles. He's athletic. And he got Freddie. He ain't talking about Elvis Presley. He ain't talking about the king of the so-called king of rock and roll and shit. So yeah, shout out to Elvis. He could fight. Go check him out.
Mm-hmm. I really don't see a way that Ryan can decisively beat Devin here with what he's shown before, because Devin, he has to be working on that right hand because Devin knows the left hook's coming.
Devin's right hand is better than Ryan's, but Ryan's hook is better than Devin's.
Here's something I've been worrying about. Everyone always says, "Oh, Devin had no power. Devin can't punch. He can't do that." If he stops Ryan here, how bad does that make him look losing to a fighter who couldn't punch?
Because Ryan
Exactly.
has. But let me ask. I need to ask all of you guys this question: who is faster, Ryan Garcia or Devin Haney?
Ryan?
Ryan has faster hands. Devin has faster feet. That's my take on it.
Who's the better counterpuncher?
Devin.
Devin's a better
Devin.
counterpunch. His brain is faster than Ryan's in the ring.
Who got the better jab?
So he has a higher IQ than Ryan Garcia,
Devin.
is what you believe?
Yes, Devin's IQ is much higher than Ryan. Most of the top guys, their IQ is higher than Ryan's. Ryan can develop his IQ, and he's working on it right now with Derek James. So I'm not just going to shit on him like, oh, he's a boxing dummy or nothing. But he has a long way to go.
Hey, you think Ryan can fight off of his back foot?
He
He's trying
tried
to
it.
work on it. But no, in the Duarte fight, he tried, but it looked unnatural. It looked like he had to before he could throw a punch while on the move. He had to reset and set his feet. Fighters that could really fight on the back foot, they don't have to reset while punching. They just do it naturally.
Here's something. If he tries using that shoulder roll again, he is
He's
going to
about to
get
go
pieced
into
up.
that back row. He's gonna get knocked out.
I mean, he better have been working on that with Floyd.
No, he better just. I think he should throw that out.
Like, do it, Derek.
He's horrible at
Never
that.
do that again.
I think he should throw it out. I'm not saying he should never roll because fighters who don't use a shoulder roll, they'll roll a punch or two. But to
Yeah,
try
like
to use a shoulder roll as a defense this late in your career, and then you're turning your back naturally, that's your natural thing to do. He did it in the Oscar Duarte fight. He did it in the Tank Davis fight. A lot of people didn't call that out. I will never forget when Ryan turned his back to Tank and Tank threw 5 punches to that man's body. And that's really why Ryan couldn't get up after that one body shot. It was an accumulation. It wasn't about no separated rib. If your rib was separated, you'd have went down when he lit your shit up when you turned your back. It was an accumulation of those body shots. And Ryan, he decided, I've had enough. I did not come here to die. I did not come here to lose time off of my lifespan. I came here to get a big check. I look too pretty for this shit. It is what it is. So somebody called Ryan. Somebody said Ryan was doing a taco show. Y'all crazy. But anyways, I don't know what variation of the Philly shell that he was doing. I think he should throw it out. I think Ryan, and I said in another live, Ryan should stop trying to fight big guys for right now. Go to Mexico with nobody watching and learn how to fight on the inside. Learn how to give a punch and take a punch. If he could bring a lot of his speed and a lot of his natural athleticism to inside fighting, he'd be much more dominant as opposed to trying to become a slick fighter at this point.
The KJ, I want to ask you, have you ever heard a fighter admit that they've lost just from losing? Because every fighter that loses, they always have an
They
excuse.
always come up with something.
Have you ever heard someone say, I lost, and it was just, I lost?
Somebody was a better man.
Yeah.
Yes. Ali. When Ali lost to Frazier, go watch the post-fight conference. So
The
some
first
fighters,
fight.
they keep it real. Errol Spence, that's an even better example, more recent. Errol literally said, yo, he's better.
Yeah, because I remember after
We
the
gotta
fight,
do
he
this
said,
shit again.
if I had even if I had excuses, I'm not going to give it to you.
Regis too. Regis.
Yep.
Yeah, he was humble. He admitted he lost.
You know, when Broner lost to Maidana, I didn't hear him complain about anything. I don't think.
He should have complained because Maidana had some bullshit gloves, but they didn't know. But I think Maidana would have probably beat Broner anyway. If Broner was in tip-top condition and he was focused on boxing, even with Maidana's cheating gloves, he would have won.
I would have beat him regardless.
No. I think that if Maidana, I think that Maidana would have beat Broner in his current condition, not focused with regular gloves. I think that the fact that Maidana had the bullshit gloves, the mitts on, is why he got them the knockdowns and shit. But I think he would have beat him because of the pressure and because of just his nasty style. He got a rough style. Anybody who fight him is gonna struggle. Floyd struggled. Floyd is one of the best boxers ever. He
Amir
struggled.
Khan.
Now Broner, if he was focused, it wouldn't have mattered what gloves that Maidana had on, because Broner is a more natural talent than Maidana. He can do shit with his body that Maidana would never be able to do in a million years.
I think he jumped up too fast from lightweight. He jumped up like 2 weight classes. And Maidana was like the average puncher.
Yeah, Broner did jump
I
up.
think
That's
he
what
was
Broner
also going to lose that. Maidana was going to win the fight no matter what.
Oh, that's right. He did jump up over
Because
to
I think
147.
Maidana was going to win that fight no matter what, because
He jumped up from 35 to 47.
Try doing that little humping movement. I'm thinking, oh, no one's going to let him do that. They'll let him walk away.
Hand on the rope. He tried to do that little
back
dance and shit, and then he got his ass whooped after that. That was crazy.
Yeah, Broner wasn't focused. He was more focused on breakdancing and humping than boxing.
His ass whooped after that, trying to mess with that Mexican man like that.
And Broner defense could have been better, bro. Every time Maidana threw an overhand right, it was landing, bro. Every time, like crazy.
Yo, Marcus, what's up, man? I got 10 more minutes up here, man. What's up?
It was good. I'm just saying, like, I don't like y'all low key disrespecting Ryan off of like one fight. You feel me? Like he like a pushover or some shit.
Who said Ryan's a pushover?
I'm just saying. I'm just looking at the comments and stuff.
Oh, the chat. They gonna talk their shit. Yeah, they gonna talk their shit. Personally, I think Ryan is a very good boxer. I think that he's just not at the top level because he wasn't developing his skills throughout the years. So now he has a bunch of athleticism, a bunch of speed, but his IQ is behind some of the top fighters like Haney, Shakur, Tank. So I got him losing to all those guys.
So my other question is, so if Ryan do somehow pull this out, would y'all look at the Tank and Ryan fight differently? Would y'all be like, damn, maybe he could have won, against Tank.
Yes, that was literally that's what this live is about. I said no excuses because you actually came at it from the opposite angle that I came at it from. I said that if Ryan gets dominated, if he gets stopped, people are going to be like, "Damn!" So did Ryan lie about being affected by the weight drain, or was the weight drain him just making an excuse because he got dominated here and he didn't have any rehydration clause? So, but if you go up from your standpoint, you're saying if he beats Haney, how do we look at the Tank fight? All of a sudden, all of Ryan's fans and half of Mexico are going to be like, damn, maybe he was weight drained against Tank. So a lot is riding on Ryan's career right now. It's so much speculation that's going to come
Yeah.
over the
Yeah,
outcome of
because
this
I
fight.
ain't gonna lie. If Haney dominate Ryan, I ain't gonna lie. I don't think Tank gonna have a chance. No cap. I ain't gonna lie to you.
You talking about a rematch?
No, I'm talking about Tank. If Tank fight
Because
Haney, I think he gonna.
Oh, you said if
I
Haney
think
dominates Ryan?
yeah. If Haney beat Ryan, I think Tank gonna be even more scared to fight that nigga Haney if he dominate him that bad. I ain't gonna lie.
That's a hell of a statement.
Yeah.
Hey, I ain't gonna
that
lie.
reminds me of another thought that I had recently. Because do y'all remember after Tio fought Loma, Loma said that he had a shoulder injury?
Yes.
Yeah. And then after like the Sandro Martin fight, and recently the Jermaine Ortiz fight, where he struggled against those kind of boxers, I was thinking maybe Loma wasn't kidding about that shoulder injury.
Oh, Loma, I think his shoulder was hurt. But at the end of the day, I hate to break it to you, Floyd hurt his shoulder in the Castillo fight. Tank Davis hurt his broke it, or they say he might have broken his hand, or he hurt his hand in the Cruz fight. Ali hurt his hands in the middle of multiple championship fights. You have to adapt, or you're gonna lose.
Had his
But
jaw
he was
broken.
lucky because he was able to get a decision. But yeah, boxers they get hurt, so it
Yeah,
is what it is. You get hurt mid fight, you got to fight through it. I had an
I
amateur
got a
fight against this
question.
white boy. I beat him. The referee ended up stopping it, but my hand was killing me, and my hand was hurting for 3 weeks after that fight because he had a hard ass hit. But you got to fight through it. It's part of the game.
Question. So I heard that Canelo is gonna fight 3 guys, and I think this month, I think he's gonna fight Jaime Mugia and Crawford and Jamel Charlo. I heard. Is he ducking
No,
Benavidez?
no, 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 no. First off, hold up. He's signed to a three
Yeah.
fight deal with PBC. He's already
Yeah.
fought one of the guys in Jamal Charlo.
Mhm.
Number two, he said the Jamal Charlo fight.
Yeah, I'm
Jamal
talking about
Charlo
Jamal,
has said
not
that
Jamel.
fight is not
Jamal.
gonna happen. Jamal Charlo is on a vacation and shit. So number three, uh, so we only have 2 fights left. He said his next opponent will be an American, so that
Yeah.
cancels out how many he can give. And also, he said that Terrence Crawford is too small for him. He said it months ago. He just reiterated recently, a couple days ago.
Yeah.
So it looks like that David Benavidez fight might actually be happening sometime. Maybe I think Canelo might shock us, but I
Yeah,
don't know
that's
who he's
what
gonna
that's what
fight.
I
I
was
know they're
asking.
not
That
gonna
was
bring
my
him. He's gonna
question.
start his fight.
That was crazy.
Because
I got a
if it's
question.
not Benavidez, what other American at 168 would be big enough for you to fight? I remember some
Shoot.
It
people
don't
talking
matter, man.
about
Canelo will fight
that
anybody.
the
I
super
mean, even
middleweight that was on
John Wright.
the Better BF card and Billy,
Hey, what's
Oh
that
yeah,
black
John Ryder.
fighter,
black
bro? I
dude.
can't think of his name, but he wanted to fight Canelo too. I heard. I can't
Demetrius
think of his
Andrade?
name. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was him. I can't remember his name, but he's like 26-7
He
now.
lost right to that fight.
26 and 7. What?
No, not
Andre
26. I
not.
think
He's not
26 and
Andre.
0.
Andre only got one loss, bro.
Yeah, he only got one loss.
What if it's like Edgar Berlanga or something like that?
Do any of y'all see Haney stopping Ryan? Like which way? Like how?
Haney not. I don't think Haney gonna stop Ryan, but he should try to stop Ryan. But I don't
Yeah.
think he's going to. He's shown in his career that he sticks to the plan. I think that's the problem. If like Devin Haney, when he had Regis hurt, he should have jumped in there on some Figure Ray Leonard shit. If he gets Ryan hurt, he need to jump in there on some.
Yeah.
He has the gas tank in order to push the pace like that. But he plays it safe because he grew up watching the 30-year-old Mayweather that was all about, money and perfect boxing and shit like that.
Right.
But this is about selling tickets at this point. This is the biggest stage in Devin Haney's career. He's never gonna put on a pay-per-view event like this for a while, unless he fights Tank next or some shit. So with all these eyes watching, I think he has to really wow the crowd. I think he has to go out there and get that fucking stoppage and show, get out of his skin, get out of his character, show us something different. Take some risks.
Yeah, I don't think that would be smart if he did that though. I don't think he should
It's
do
not
that.
about being smart. No nuts, no glory. When
He
Floyd
gonna
fought
get fucking knocked out.
listen, when Floyd fought DeMarcus Corley, when Floyd fought Philip Endo, when he fought Diego Corrales, especially Corley though, he stayed in the pocket and he traded with those guys. He made it a fun fight, an interesting fight for the fans. It's not just about, that's how Floyd became a household name. It's not just about perfect boxing. You got to take Tank Davis. When Tank puts his guards up and starts walking guys down, he takes a bunch of shots. He could potentially get knocked out by those shots. But he understands, in order for me to get the knockout, I got to be in position to get the knockout. And in order for these fans to want to come to my next fight, I got to make it a fight. Right. I know that I could box. But this shit is about entertainment too. This is professional boxing. It's not the amateurs. So Devin, he got to come out there and wow the crowd. He has to put on a show. He has to be a showstopper and stop Ryan Garcia.
All right, so
if he really wants to be a pay-per-view star. If not, we know that you're a better boxer than Ryan. Go out there, box him, and let people call you boring.
So my other question is, if Ryan do stop Haney, how do you see it happening? Off a body shot or a left hook?
He's not gonna stop him with a body shot. It has to be something upstairs. Devin's so strong, Devin will push through that body shit. It had to be something where you can't push through, where literally something in your brain went off. A light went off in your brain. You can't get past it.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, he got a puncher's chance, bro. But Devin Haney, I mean, he in the hometown of the hookers, bro. He dodge them every day. So him dodging that left hook ain't gonna be nothing.
Yeah. Man, I just hope Devin come up and try to bully this man, bro. I hope Devin show us the Devin that we see in sparring. I know it's risky, but look, this shit is about selling tickets. This could give Devin some national stardom. He's not gonna be approaching Tank Davis as far as stardom, but this gonna really give him some stuff. Somebody says he can't bully anyone. I hate to break it to you, Mike Foot 30, but for the first half of the Lomachenko fight, Devin was bullying Lomachenko. He was using his size on Lomachenko. So Devin Haney is a weight bully. He knows how to use that shit, and I need to see him use it and go after the stoppage. But yo, I gotta get up out of here, man. We had some fun. We shared our ideas.
All right, KJ.
Hey,
KJ, will you be back later?
Possibly. But Marcus, T Street, Wickedy,
KJ, wait.
Levi, MK24. Somebody said this is going on YouTube. All of the lives go on YouTube, man.
Hey, KJ.
You could go up there.
Hey, I got a question. What fight you think I should watch tonight? Like, I want to watch an old school fight.
George Foreman versus Ron Lyle.
Go watch Salvador Sanchez versus Wilfredo Gomez, bro. I watched that shit last night. That shit is crazy.
Oh yeah, I'm finna watch that fight right now. Give me
Wilfredo Gomez, his shit was so slowed up. Salvador Sanchez in the corner, not even breathing hard. This motherfucker in the corner like he damn they smoked something, like he chilling with Snoop Dogg, high as hell, just chilling like. Crazy.
Salvador Sanchez, that's my boy, man.
Hey, KJ.
That man was a cold-blooded, cold-faced killer. Like, he in the ring, like, this
I'm gonna go watch
like,
Hearns
I'm ready to
Duran.
get this man out of here. I got some kitty cat lined up later on the day. I'm kind of bored for real. Like, I never seen nobody that cool in the moment in the heat of battle. That shit is crazy. But except for maybe Floyd, but even he seemed more chill than Floyd. He never broke character, never changed his facial expression ever. That man was like Michael fucking Myers, bro.
Damn.
KJ, before you go, I need to tell you something. I want you to keep this in your head all day, okay?
All day, man. I got you.
Ryan Garcia is gonna win.
I thought you was gonna say Ryan gonna fuck Devin Haney up like you said earlier. That's crazy.
Yo, you like Ryan Garcia gonna fuck up Devin Haney. I'm like, damn. I got scared, bro.
He meant that shit, bro.
He sound like somebody at high school when you know somebody bad. I'm gonna fuck you up, nigga. Keep playing with me.
Exactly, man. I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Hopefully Devin don't
Later, y'all.
Man, I'm gonna fuck you up.